One of the things I wanted to share with you today in this video is that when you're doing two-wire type systems and you're going to tie into that two-wire path with either adding a decoder, adding another wire, or replacing a decoder, anything you're doing that you have to cut in to the wires of that two-wire path, you always want to turn off the power to that wire. One of the things about two-wire is it's got power running through it all of the time. It's not like a conventional system where it just sends power when it's wanting to turn on a zone, turn on a solenoid for a valve. Two-wire has power going through it all the time. So when you go to do all your wire splices or add on something or change something, there's going to be power there. So there's two reasons really why I believe that you want to make sure you turn the power off. One is you want to avoid getting shocked. Now, I've done it before with the power on and I was just careful about it, because any kind of electrical current, you've got to complete that circuit, complete that current to get shocked. And so if you do one at a time, you won't get shocked, but you've got to be very careful when you do it. Really not recommended. I've done it. I've gotten shocked before. I've done it without getting shocked before. But really, to be honest with you, it's better just to turn it off, turn the power off, and do everything that way you can avoid getting shocked. There's about 36 volts running through this system all the time. Getting hit with 36 volts isn't the end of the world, but you're gonna feel it and it does not feel good. So you wanna make sure that you turn that power off anytime you're doing anything in that two-wire path. The other reason is you wanna try to avoid messing up any of the decoders and really any part of that system. Because really, if you're cutting that wire, what it's going to do is going to send a signal back to the controller that there's a problem, but it can also cause problems with power surges and different things that the system really does not like at all. And so it's really better for the system period, with the decoders, the controller, the modules, everything, is if you cut that power, if you turn the power off before you do any kind of cutting into that two-wire path. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this particular job that we're working on today that it made me think about doing this was we're adding on, but we've got a Hunter I-Core controller. And if you open up the back, you can see we've got a dual module that creates this I-Core controller into a two-wire controller. Really cool add-on feature. It works great. I haven't had any issues with it. Some guys don't like them, especially with some of the newer systems that have come out. But there's a couple different ways you could turn off the power to this controller. One is you can see our power wire down here, and it's plugged into a plug back around somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. You could just simply unplug it. In this case, it's going to be harder for me to even get to the plug. So another way that you can do it is you've got this Hunter has this slider right here, and it's one of the things you unlock to put your modules in. But you can see it has power on, power off, and it's in the on position. So all you got to do is slide this over like that. Now you can see that two-wire module turned off. Let's look at the front panel. Yep, and it's off. So now power is off to this controller. Now after you do all your wire splicing and the things you're wanting to do, change decoders, fix something, add on to it, you can come back to your controller, open it up, and all you've got to do, slide that back over with that. It's got a little thing you can put your thumb on, and now you're powered back up. And you can see the dual decoder, a dual module, is firing up. Let's check our front panel. Yep, and it's fired up. Now, one of the things you really don't have to worry about is the controller holding its programming. If it's got the batteries that are in there internally and the 9-volt battery, that helps hold the programming that's in that front panel in the controller. And so when you cut the power off, you turn it back on, it still should be programmed how you originally programmed it, or how it was programmed before you cut the power.